you so freaking bad. Wrestle me.
Welcome, everybody, to Juice Pro Wrestling, episode 190. Death comes ripping. That's right, Death comes fucking ripping, and it's coming ripping for you, motherfuckers. Welcome back to another exciting, tantalizing fucking week of Juice Pro Wrestling. With us, we have a very special guest. He is competing in Houston, Texas for WrestleRave at the Death Triad. And he's competing in a really fucking weird match that we're going to get into here in a second. But ladies and gentlemen, boils and ghouls, please welcome the king of the no-ring deathmatch, the fucking hipster heartthrob himself, Casanova, Valentine. Casanova, how the fuck you doing, brother?
Damn, I think this doesn't usually happen to me, but I might have been outdone. Let's see what I can do. The Bushwick Antichrist, the scumlord in the underground, the coolest guy in the motherfucking room, because I'm the only guy here, the fucking scumbag of them all, Brooklyn Black Death, Casanova, Valentine is here on Juice Pro Wrestling.
Fuck yeah! Yeah. Love it, dude. Love it.
Sickest.
Bring in the fucking excitement, dude. Hey, man. Dude, you've been a lot of places. You've done a lot of fucking things. You've done a lot of death matches. You've done a lot of no-ring death matches. Something kind of popped up. You were kind of a replacement. Am I right? For
yeah, it was supposed to be John Wayne Murdoch.
Right.
WrestleRave, but he's the GCW Deathmatch champion now, I think. So he had to wrestle Cole Radrick. The dates got changed, or he had to do that. So it's like his priority. So I'm filling in, but I was on WrestleRave's first show. I'm really good friends with Nick, the promoter. So this will be my third appearance, I believe, for WrestleRave. So he called me up, week's notice. I said,
did you host one of them?
Yeah, I hosted Bound by Love, which was their Valentine's Day show. But I was like, Casanova Valentine's Day show. I made a perfect host.
Yeah,
so,
if you're not there, it's gimmick infringement.
Yeah. Well, I love Nick a lot. He's a new young promoter. It's a new promotion. I really like it. I'm happy to be on the ground level with it. So when he called me with a week's notice to fight some people, I go, you know what it is, man. I don't mind at all. So here I am. I'm going to be there next week, Houston, Texas.
Hell yeah.
See what happens.
All right.
Fuck yeah. You got Sam, Stackhouse, and Hello Hardbody. I fucking love that. Get me hard right now.
Can I tell you, before we get it, the last time I was in Houston, me and Hardbody almost died on our way home. So Hello Hardbody, people that don't know Hello Hardbody, he's a maniac. He's like 22, 23. He's a Canadian deathmatch wrestler. And then he just got in his car and just drove to Mexico to go do Zona 20. Just drove to Zona. And then from Zona, then he started doing Houston, Texas. And then he started doing local wrestling there. And then that's how he met Nick. And that's how he got into WrestleRave. But he left Texas. Now he's back in Jersey. So Canada, drove all the way to Texas, all the way back. Now he's back in Jersey. So at the show, the last WrestleRave show, and I don't recognize him. I've seen him wrestle before, but I did. So this little guy's staring at me. He's like, "Hey, what's up, bud?" And I was like, "What's up, man? What's going on?" And he's like, "You want a drink?" I go, "Yeah." I'm like, "Do I know you?" He's like, "I'm Hello Hardbody, man." I'm like, "Oh, hey, dude." And then we hung out all night. I was nervous for his safety the whole fucking time because he just starts talking to random people. And but the thing is, when we got home, we flew back to Newark, New Jersey, and he offered to give me a ride back to Brooklyn. It was very nice of him. And we're on the highway driving, and this SUV in front of us just hit the medium, darted the medium, did a front flip over the medium, and flipped 3 times into oncoming traffic.
Holy fuck.
It was the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. It was like Fast and Furious movie flip,
Jeez.
out of control. he pulled over and we got out, and I'm an idiot. I started like running across the highway,
Starting death
naturally,
matches
because I'm like, I gotta save whoever's in there, you know.
Mm.
And the person just popped out the top. Was like, "Yo, I'm good. It's all good." And it blew my fucking mind, you know. But apparently the guy was fine. We called the cops for him and we left. He gave us a thumbs up. But because of that, I told Hardbody, I'm like, we're bound by death now, you know. So we became really good friends. I booked him for I run a promotion called New Fear City, which is no ring promotion. So I just booked him versus Jimmy Lloyd, which is a rematch from a match that they had in Houston. So now me and Hardbody are homies. So I'm excited. Now we got to wrestle. And he actually messaged me. He goes, "Hey, buddy, it's you and me in Houston." I'm like, bound by death, you know? So, yeah, I like him a lot. He's a maniac. I'm really excited to hang out with him. I'm excited to be back in Texas. So it should be really good.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking weird match. Nick told me, and I don't know what to expect. I mean, it's a Jello shot Jake thumbtack hell.
Well,
match.
I'm hoping the thumbtacks aren't in the shots, because you know what I mean? What are we doing anymore? You know,
yeah, you know, the fucking shit will hurt going down, dude.
I think they draw the line at swallowing shit now, you know.
Stretton doesn't.
Oh man,
Stretton, you piece of shit.
Zing of the day.
I don't know what that entails. I don't know if I've done a drunken death match in Canada. I wrestled for a promotion called No Limits Wrestling, and they had us do 5 shots cheers 5 shots in a row before the match started. And that's what
were you shooting?
But what was funny about that is I thought they were going to gimmick it all. I thought it was like one real shot and it was all real shots. I was like, fuck. And I like to drink, but 5 straight before the match. On the third one, I just fucking missed the guy. I was like, oh, fuck this. I just cut him off. I was like, I can't do all these shots right now. But I don't know. That's the closest I've done. I don't know what the thumbtack Jello shot match will be, but I guess we'll figure out the hard way next weekend. So,
fuck yeah! And everybody that you can get your tickets. Everybody go fucking check out WrestleRave on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that. They have an event page, a link. You guys can buy tickets for that. And if you can't make the show, guess what? It'll end up on IWTV, you motherfuckers. So you can check it out there. You go check them out right now. Everything they've done up until this point. Cass, I got to ask you something because you brought up your promotion. And, dude, you're like the creator, the purveyor of no ring fucking death matches, which it's awesome, man. It's a fucking fight. It's, you know, as you said in their documentary on Vice, you know, it's performance art. It's all kinds of shit. And I want to tear into that because it's very interesting to me. And you've taken something and made it your own. Therefore, you stand out in a plethora of, you know, new deathmatch stars who kind of, you know, you have your Nick Gages, your Shlaks, and here you are doing your own thing. And you're also a fucking kick-ass artist, dude. So I kind of want to dive into some of that in your promotion real quick, how that came about and, you know, what you do, obviously probably fucking everything, but I want to kick a little bit into the art side of that too.
Okay. So you want me to just tell you about it? How it started? So I'll say this. So my whole career is just a very happy accident. So I was a professional wrestler and I wrestled just locally. I just wrestled my trainer, Tony Nese.
Yeah. That was a fucked up match.
Yeah, at Murder Mania. But I trained at New York Wrestling Connection in Long Island and I live in Brooklyn. And my whole career, it started out, I just wrestled locally. I just wrestled New York, Philly, Jersey. I was just a local guy. I was the Hipster Heartthrob, Casanova, Valentine. I used to flip my hair. I used to wear pink boots.
You kind of have that Brody King look going.
Yeah. And but the thing is, my school was in Long Island. And keep in mind, I'm a bouncer in New York City. Okay. So it was so hard. It was like pulling teeth to be like, hey, guys, do you want to go watch me wrestle in a brightly lit gymnasium in Montauk, New Jersey on a Saturday? No, everyone's like, no. Absolutely not. We live in New York City. We're gonna go do fun New York City things, you know. So I remember my debut. I rented like a minivan and tried to drive all my friends in to even accommodate them. I'm like, dude, just calm. Trust me. You don't think you like pro wrestling, but you love pro wrestling. A lot of people, I have made more wrestling fans personally than anyone I know, because I have people that come off to my one-off bar shows. They see it. They would have never gone to it. Then they see it. I make it attainable, and they go, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" And then they end up loving it. You know. So that's what happened. Was I was having such a hard time trying to get, especially in New York. Our problem is all the promos like, "Welcome New York City." It's a bunch of clip art of the Statue of Liberty and the skyline, but they run in Jamaica, Queens, which is so fucking far away. You know. So it's a rim. Everyone always says they run New York, but they don't run in New York. So instead of me trying to bring my friends out to them, I was like, why don't I just bring wrestling to where my friends already are? And in New York, a lot of people know we have a very strict commission. It's honestly, it's just a shakedown. It's a money grab. If you want to run a show in New York right now, if you want to come to New York, run a show, you need show insurance, show license, an ambulance on call in the building, building rental. So you're looking at $3,000 before you even booked one person. Wow. So where's the room for profit to make your money back? There's none. There's so much overhead. That's why no one runs in New York. You think New York City is the coolest city. You think they'd have cool, fucking awesome wrestling shows, luchadors and go-go dancers, and there'd be cool. There's no scene. And I do artwork. I've had 10 solo art shows. If you look at my Instagram, it's under MC Death Bear, because MC Death Bear is my street art alias. And I used to tag. I still do illustrations. I've done shirts for Danhausen and Warhorse, you know. Back then I was wrestling locally. I got kind of sick of the scene because it just wasn't fulfilling what I wanted. And I was just kind of over it. And I was like, I had my fun. I wanted to be a wrestler. I did it. I saw it through for a couple of years. It's fine. I made my peace, but that's all I wanted to do. And then I booked a pro wrestling theme art show. I was doing portraits of dead wrestlers, like big scale. I had a video projection of like all these real gnarly in-ring injuries. And I was basically Dark Side of the Ring before Dark Side of the Ring.
Right.
You know, like I was just doing, like I did portraits of Bruiser.
But you weren't
Brody,
getting anybody canceled.
Yeah. So I basically did like, you know, all like I think about the Van Eriks. I just did like dark wrestling stories. And I was trying to think of what to do for my art show. And this is 2016. And it was at a bar called Tender Trap, which I was the bouncer at. And there was a gallery called Super Chief that used to curate shows in the back. So it was via Super Chief, but at my bar I worked at.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I haven't wrestled in a year, but fuck it, Bafangul. I'll just wrestle someone in the back and it'll be fun. You know, whatever. It'll just be an installation performance art piece. So when I say it's artwork, like, did it help me avoid the commission and all that? Yes. But I'm not just saying that as a loophole. I literally, truly believe what I'm doing is art. I'm manipulating the crowd. I'm getting reaction out of them. They don't even know it, but I'm willing them to get up and cheer by having the bad guy cheat against me. Like, I'm manipulating their emotions. And when I wrestle, they're very much a part. That atmosphere and their reaction is completely part of the art that's being made. You know, so it's not just me going, I pulled one on the commission. I believe in every fiber of my being that it's artwork, and it's a living, breathing art installation as we make it together. And so I decided to book a match at my opening. I wrestled a local guy named Indestructible Joe Attell, and it was just the most successful thing I've ever done. Like, I blew the building out, and I wasn't expecting that. You know, I just so what I'm saying, it was a happy accident. Like, I already had 1 foot out of wrestling. I hadn't wrestled in a year. I had no plans to be this underground guy. And you'll see, like, later on in my career, a more famous wrestlers started contacting me to do the shows. And so I got Zack Sabre Jr. hit me up to be on one. We had mutual friends. Masada hit me up to do one.
Yeah.
And like people that don't know me, they would say, look, they didn't know me. They go, who's this Casanova guy? He's a backyard wrestler who pays people to come fight him in his bar. That's so pathetic. That's if you don't know me. But if you know me, you know that I was just wrestling other local guys who are my friends. I ended up making a ton of money. And then famous guys asked me, what was I supposed to say? Hey, guys, I kind of just do this small thing. Sorry, Zack Sabre, I don't really want you on my show. You know what I mean? Of course I'd say yeah,
Yeah, come get fucked up.
Yeah, so I was just a local guy, and I started to get a name, and these shows started blowing up, and it was totally organic, And another thing, too, is I just split the door up between everybody. I remember even apologizing to Tremont, being like, I'm just splitting the door up. If that's good with you, like I'm just a bouncer, dude. I don't have a payday to give these guys. You know what I mean? What we make a door is what we make. Now it's evolved more. Where now I never like the first shows were just called Deathmatch 1, Deathmatch 2. Like I wasn't, it wasn't a plan. Now it's grown and gotten bigger. I now it's a promotion called New Fear City, and now I run IWP. I run IWTV pay-per-views and streams, and it's evolved. But in the beginning days, it's totally just me making art, fighting some guy in the back of the gallery, and that's just what it was. And I wasn't even wrestling. From then, you got to think how crazy it is for me. Is from there, I got fully back into wrestling, 100%. Now, I've done no ring death matches in Australia, UK, Canada.
Dude, Australia, no ring death matches is very ballsy, brother, because 9 out of the 10 animals and things that can kill you in the world are all come from fucking Australia.
Yo, real quick story about Australia. When there was a wrestler, smash hit Joel Bateman, who was very sweet. He brought me over there to do a series of no ring matches before Deathmatch Down Under existed. Basically, I came in as a trial run to see how they were receptive at Deathmatch. And then from there, they launched that promotion. And when I was there, my Airbnb, there was a spider literally this big, like sitting on my ceiling above the bed I was staying in. And I go to the guy whose house it was. I'm like, hey, man, I hate to bother you, but there's the biggest spider I've ever seen in my life. He's like, oh, Clary's?
Crikey.
Clary's, oh, that debunked me.
Clary's.
Might stick my thumb up his ass.
Yeah, apparently it's like a huntsman spider that don't hurt humans.
Very poisonous.
And he's like, that's her room, dude. You're just renting it. So like,
that's fine.
But it was fine. The 2 weeks I was there, it was the same spot, didn't move. And the last day, it was gone. And I had so much anxiety. I went and slept in the bathtub. I'm not even kidding. I was like, I'm this big tough guy, but spiders, like I don't know, dude. So. But yeah, I've been very
spider
blessed.
guy, bro. I got
That's
tarantulas
crazy.
in the other room right now. I fucking love them, but I wouldn't fuck with the huntsman.
Do you really have spiders?
Oh yeah, I've had tarantulas for close to 20 years, man.
Holy shit! Yeah, I'll do barbed wire and gusset plays, but bro, I don't want to do spiders. I draw the line on living animals, But I've been very fortunate. Like since I started doing the no ring shows. Vice, you said you saw the Vice doc. Vice did a documentary on me, which really helped me out.
How did that come about? They just sit you up? Because they do a lot of weird stuff you wouldn't think, that kind of wrestling niche stuff. And it's super cool.
You know what? Like it became, it just got so popular in New York. Someone finally reached out to me. Like we had mutual friends again, and they just kind of got on their radar, And I'm very lucky, I feel like I'm very interesting, like within the wrestling, like you guys might not know it, but I'm very polarizing. People either really love Casanova Valentine or they just fucking hate me. And the reason that is I didn't do it the right way. I didn't set up 10,000 rings and I didn't pay enough dues. And Cass books himself to wrestle guys and that, but it just depends on who you ask. It's all different. I book my own shows. I make more money doing my own shows than ever wrestling for anyone else. If I wanted, I could just do one show once a month and be fine with it. But I love wrestling. I love traveling. I love meeting new people. I love meeting fans. And it's never been about the money for me. Trust me. If it was about the money, I wouldn't be doing Deathmatch. You know what I mean? I just truly love it. I've always wanted to be a wrestler. I was always influenced by Bruiser, Brody, Abdullah the Butcher. And I'm finally living the life I've always wanted. And I'm thankful that I took a chance on myself. And regardless of who might say what or what the naysayers say, anyone could be like, Cass sucks, he can't wrestle. Any day, I travel the whole world. I pay my bills, and I'm very happy. So can't please everyone. I might as well please myself, you know?
Yeah, I please myself a couple times a day. You
please
know?
myself a couple times.
We know.
Quit shaking your fucking head, Stratton, you piece of shoe.
Well, I'd like to say, we talked about it a little bit before we started recording, but I'm not a fan of deathmatch wrestling. I respect it. It's not for me. But that whole thing about people being hot and cold about you and like hating on you because you're over, because you're successful, that's complete bullshit. Yeah. That's jealousy. Yeah. That's garbage. If you figured out a way to entertain people and to give, if people come to the bar or your events and they have a good fucking time, who cares how you got there? If the thing is, all that how you got there stuff should be your own business, unless you want to tell people how you got there. Otherwise, that's like your problem, your business. How many bumps did you take? How many? I think a huge problem with a lot of especially Wrestle Twitter is people think they are allowed to get access to people's lives, everything, and then when they don't get enough, they're like, we want more, and then they say like, oh, we knew it, that hater bullshit. Like if it works and people like you and you're over, man. And I'm not saying that just like that's just how I feel. Like it's if people like you. Really fuck the people that don't, because they're always going to be out there no matter what someone does.
Well, I won't get into too much, but there's a reason why you'll never see me in the GCW ring. It's just backstage politics, bullshit, stuff like that. It is what it is. All I can do is do what's best for Casanova and best for me. And I can't help if other people don't like it. There's no right or wrong way to make it. Like, I'll say this right now. Legitimately, there's probably 20 guys in the New York scene, pillar to post, inside the ring, who are better wrestlers than me. There's so many. There's so much talent here. And this is no disrespect to them at all, but I hustle hard. I fucking hustle hard. I hit the venues up. I find underground venues. I put myself out there, and there's no right or wrong way. There's so many talented guys who, for whatever reason, aren't on TV that deserve to be on TV, and it's just wrestling is just, it just happens or it doesn't. Like, think of all the talented wrestlers that didn't make it. It's just that deserved it, and it just is what it is. All I can do is me, and and the thing is, I help my friends get bookings. Like, I'm wrestling in Toronto, Canada next week, and I'm bringing Mike Law, Bam Sullivan, Chris Barton with me. When I do my no-ring shows, I do New Orleans or Vegas or LA. I bring my friends with me. My friend Markus Crane, who passed away, he did 7 no-rings with me from all over the country. The best I can do is bring myself up and try to get my friends paid and get opportunities along the way. Outside that, it's just all I can do is me and try to do me. So I can't really waste my time being if other people don't like it. And also think of it like this: you got guys like MJF who get booked really young, and they're good and they're really ready to go there. And then you got some of the guys that are super good. Like, there's a guy in New York right now, the Greek God Demetrius popped on. He's been so good forever. For whatever reason, he's not on AEW, but deserves to be. It's no right or wrong way. It's just who gets noticed, who doesn't, and it's not necessarily fair across the board, but it's up to whatever promoter.
That's fucking life, though, brother. Yeah, that's fucking life. It's
just life, and
a lot of people don't realize that, because a lot of these motherfuckers that sit there and hate, they have no aspirations. I always say this, and we try to be as positive as we possibly can be, because that's the way the world should go. A lot of these motherfuckers have nothing going on. Misery loves company. You heard that old cliche. So it's like they see you're carving your own niche in the business, doing your own thing, creating something that hasn't really been done before and being successful at it. It's like Stratton said, it's a lot of jealousy, Dude, and it goes with, it's not just professional wrestling. It's in music. It's in fucking your everyday shoot work jobs, the bar scene, all that shit, man. It's fucking everywhere. And at the end of the day, dude, I respect like your mentality, because it's like, you know what, dude, give them the bad luck, follow it, fuck them, and just move on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I learned that early. Like early in my career, I felt an obligation to do a lot of big moves because of my body type. I felt like I wasn't getting respected because I was a heavier guy. And then so I went out there and I was trying to do tons of moves. I was move. And everyone kept chanting Kevin Steen at me. Kevin Steen. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to lay back on doing more. I'm going to be Bruiser Brody and just hit people. And then people start being like, he can't wrestle. And then, think of it like this, my trainer's Tony Nese. Okay.
Yep.
Look at Tony Nese. He couldn't be any more maxed out body wise or in-ring skill wise. Yep. And they still go, can't cut a promo. You're never going to please everybody.
Nah, never.
You just, what you need to do is do what you're good at. Don't do what you're bad at. And just like, I am a really good promo, really good character. And I'm decent in the ring. I'll be the first one to tell you I'm good in the ring, but I'm not a super work rate guy. I can do it, but it's just not, I brawl and punch and face.
Dude, it's
and that's fine.
And
that's
the old Paul Heyman adage: accentuate the positives, hide the negatives.
Yeah. The guy that can dunk always wishes he hit the threes. The guy that hits threes wishes he could dunk. It just, you just got to do what you're good at. And
true.
You're never going to have, like, there's guys in WWE, like there's like Drew McIntyre. These guys are in phenomenal shape, on top of the business, and there's still people shitting on them. So, I mean,
always.
You can only do you. I mean, I wouldn't mind the money they have, but you know what I mean? It's all right.
Yeah, I hear that. Brother, I want to circle back. Since you brought his name up. Markus Crane, cat from around town, Chicago. Used to see him at Reggie's all the time, when my band was playing or going to see fucking bands. Unfortunately, we lost him late last year. Dude, I mean, it's completely up to you, but if you'd like to share a couple stories or whatever, your time with him and your guys' friendship, man.
Well, let me think of any stories I can tell.
You can tell them all, dude. Hey, best part about this show is you can say wherever the fuck you want.
I'll say this. I'll say this. Marcus and me, we didn't get along at first. It took a little bit for us to really click. I love Marcus to death. He was one of my best friends. I remember I had my month. So I'm my own agent. It's just me. People think they talk to someone else. It's just my email. So fans will message me about merch. It's just me. I remember. So I make my own schedule. I wrestle every single weekend. Every single weekend I'm booked. I have bookings all the way through August. Like I'm completely booked. And I remember looking at my schedule and going, oh no. And my friend's like, what? I'm like, I'm wrestling on the same show as Marcus every weekend this month. And everyone's like, what do you mean? And I thought he's your best friend. I'm like, yeah, but I can't party with Marcus all month. I don't think I can handle that. I don't think I can keep up with Marcus.
Yeah.
Because Marcus partied harder than anybody. And man, dude, sometimes I'd be like, dude, I got to go home. It's 7 a.m. We're at some after hours. There's some weird fucking place, like Hostel, like
yeah.
somewhere else. Yeah. I get out of here, dude. He out-partied all of us. Marcus was the best, man. I remember getting so mad at him one time. So Marcus, like earlier when we first started hanging out, I like to call matches more. Like not completely, but I like to have more of a gist, Marcus doesn't want to call a fucking thing. Okay. And we went to New Orleans to do a triple threat match. It was me, Marcus, and Kit. And I really wanted to call some of it because it's triple threat. We have really unique opportunities to do interesting things with 3 guys. There's cool things we could do. And Marcus didn't want to call anything. He just wanted to party the whole time. I'm like, listen, I like to party more, just as much as anyone, but these guys flew us in for a show. Let's make sure they have a good fucking show. And then we'll get drunk and, but can we just make sure the match is good? And Marcus did not want to call the shit with me. And I during the match, we had a bunch of doors, a bunch of shit, a bunch of stuff. We ended up getting a little bit of idea. And during the match, I just set a door up and I picked Kid Osborne up and I just threw him through it. No slip slam, no tease, no normal wrestling. Because I was like, whatever, we're not calling shit. I'm like, I'm just setting up and throwing it through it. And the second the match is done, like, hey, what'd you think? Whatever, And Marcus is like, good match. I just really wish you and Kid had set that door spot up because, man, there's so many unique opportunities with the three of us. I was like, you motherfucker. That's what I was saying for hours. And you wouldn't give me a second, the one thing I wanted was to call and make up a spot, And I remember just being like, it's so funny. And I don't know if he was ripping me or not. I honestly don't know. Because I think he really was just checked out. I was like, yeah, it would have been cool if you set that up a little bit, But I love Marcus to death, man. I'll be eternally grateful for his friendship. And he'll be a part of me for the rest of my life, man. I love him to death. I wore the Markus Crane shirt in Dallas for my match with Hoodfoot for Mania Week. Right. I saw Marcus before last year, but last Mania was when we spent the whole Mania together. I do a little thing called Valentine Vision. I do a little travel vlog that's on my YouTube channel. And the very first episode, before I knew what I was doing, was last year's Mania. So it's me and Marcus hanging out. So I'm just truly lucky to have him in my life. He's one of the last cool guys. Deathmatch was not to get too much into digging on GCW just because I don't want to talk about them because they don't talk about me. But that was the last cool era of Deathmatch when Shlak and Marcus were fighting in Howell, New Jersey, early GCW. That's when it was the coolest the scene's ever been. Now GCW has become what they are now, and they're less Deathmatch, and now they're more of they get Jeff Jarrett or whatever, and that's fine. They gotta grow. It'd be okay if they didn't make fun of CCW so much for doing it. But it is what it is. But that era, I don't think will ever happen again. Shows where it's just me, Marcus, and Shlak, and just on the road having the fucking most disgusting violent matches and having the most fun. Marcus truly was kind of the glue with the scene. He made it awesome. And now that he's gone, and then Danny Havoc, passed away, and just some of the cool motherfuckers are gone. You know what I mean? And nothing against the straight edge guys, nothing against them, to each their own, whatever you want to do in your life. It's just sometimes we'll get to a new city and yo, what do you want to do? And I want to order Papa John's, get LaCroix, and go to the hotel. It's what the fuck?
Hey, I like
why
LaCroix.
Even
Come
travel? On. Why even travel if that's what you want to do? Why don't you just wrestle locally? Because you don't even like when I'm in New Orleans, I get the gumbo. If I'm in Boston, I get chowder. Just experience life. Go to Texas, go get fucking taco truck or barbecue. I don't.
Or a big ass steak.
I want to see life. I want to experience life. I'm only here for so long. When I'm in UK or Australia, I'm yo, give me your food. Show me your shit. Show me your stuff. The idea of and nothing against each people. They're probably triggered if they go out. I get it. It's fine. But I just get so frustrated when we go to these shows and some of these people just want to order Papa John's and sit in the hotel. I'm get the fuck out of here, dude.
Right?
Don't you want to get weird as fuck in fucking Vegas right now?
Yes.
I don't know.
Always.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So
dude, for sure.
Marcus was one of the good guys, man.
For sure, brother. For sure. And another guy that you're bringing up his name, and it's funny because I just saw the video, right? So Shlak, I play with him. Bodie's been around him.
Yeah.
We, like I said, we both do underground death metal scene. We've been around that dude in his bands. He also tattoos, dude. He's a very fucking phenomenal tattoo artist, by the way. I saw that video on YouTube, dude. You're talking about your favorite match, WrestleMania 3, Hogan and Andre. Iconic fucking match. I want to see it, brother, because it's awesome. It's I can do something. Hold up. Give me one. Oh, he's not gonna like. Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, it's a real tattoo.
Yes. I love it.
And it was a real bet. I won't tell you what the bet was, but I lost.
I just thought it was, dude, it was great. It was entertaining.
Shlak's a cool ass guy. Shlak's like the coolest guy ever. Shlak has this amazing, I can only think of one example of it. I'm trying so hard to think of other examples, but no matter what the word is, he just knows the most abrasive word for it. So I remember being like, yo, is there a sink? I need to get some water. He's like, you mean a spigot? Like, no matter what the word is, like, hey, where's the bathroom? You mean the shitter? Like, whatever it is, he knows the most abrasive form of it and uses that, you know? Do you know how, hey, real quick, do you know how Shlak lost his front teeth?
How's that?
I'm going to tell his story. I don't give a fuck. When he was younger, this guy went to jump him, and to start the fight, took a baseball and just threw it in his face.
Oh,
a baseball. Damn. Who knew? But what's funny is we did that Onita Tremont explosion match was at a baseball field, right?
Yeah.
So I'm walking in with Shlak, and two people were
probably
throwing baseballs back and forth, and he went, like, legit.
Oh, shit.
He's got PTSD.
He goes, I don't fuck with them baseballs. And I laughed so hard because I knew the story, you know? And it was so perfect.
Dude, your Shlak is spot on, bro.
I was just going to say that. Your Shlak
I love
was
doing the
perfect.
Shlak, dude. I'll say that, dude, man, if you go back and watch those early Shlak promos for like GCW Line in the Sand, when he's calling out Eddie Kingston and he's got glasses on and he's doing calculations. He's like, according to my calculations, Eddie Kingston, you're a piece of shit. You know, they're so funny. And like that era when, like, truly, like when I think about it, like, do you remember the show where Low Life Louie's the ref and Markus Crane and Shlak bring out a mirror and they blow coke in the middle of the match?
Yeah, yes.
Dude, that's the best. That's the coolest death match has ever been. And they maxed out. Like, you know, it just. Now they got Jeff Jarrett and fucking all this other shit. It's just, it was the coolest when Marcus and Shlak were killing each other in hell, you know?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. You're not going to see Jeff Jarrett doing no lines. I'll blow off any mirrors. Well, maybe not. Maybe not right now.
If you're not, you have to be in the back to see that shit. Hey, Karen, bring the sack. She comes in with a giant bag of Coke like Jake the Snake. Right. The music comes on.
Dumping them out.
But yeah, man, Shlak's a cool dude. I just all the deathmatch scene. I'll tell you this: when I first started wrestling wasn't fun. Like you have to shake everyone's hand. You're walking on eggshells. Forget to shake this guy's hand? And it was just very fucking passive aggressive bullshit. And it wasn't until deathmatch I finally started having fun. Everyone was like having fun. It was relaxed. You call a match, you can think of fun things. Like it was before deathmatch, wrestling was like a big uphill battle of just, you couldn't, like, once you get the mark on you for heat, like one guy gave you the mark.
Yeah.
No one liked you. You had to fight up. It was endless. Trying to dig yourself out of bullshit. And there's just like nothing you could do. And it was just like, I became a pro wrestler because I was just bouncing clubs and I had no real life direction. And I was like, I always want to be a pro wrestler. And I thought it would be good for my mental health to just be happy. Just do something that makes me happy.
Brother, and it's good for all of us, man.
Yeah. And it just wasn't really that. It got to the point where it wasn't fun to be treated like shit all the time. And then deathmatch kind of saved my life because deathmatch is the coolest. And now I travel the whole world. I have you and me are talking right now because of deathmatch. So I'm glad, so I love it.
It's for me, it's this, like I said, I keep going back to like the fact that me and Brody do, the death metal thing. It's kind of, there's very a lot of similarities, dude. Like, as far as
the same thing, like I do shows, but when I do book my no ring shows, I usually book bands and I travel with bands. There's a band called Tight Fright. They don't exist anymore. They broke up. There's another band called Fleshlight Suicide, but I travel with them. There's a band called Cancer Christ in LA. I travel with. So my life is I literally hit the road with some bands, and we just fucking. And what the cool thing about the No Rings, I can make a whole tour on my own, doing underground bars and clubs. I don't have to wait for some fucking like tight dick promoter to like, hey, come in for no money. And like, I make more money traveling with the No Rings because I'm getting paid like what like bands and DJs get paid at these clubs. You know what I mean? So I travel with them, and it's the same thing. I think being a stand-up comic, pro wrestler, I mean, it's all the same shit.
Yep. Yeah.
Sleeping on couches, trying to make your shit work,
partying to 7 a.m.
Always.
Oh yeah, dude. It's the same. It's the same shit. We're all chasing the same dragon. You know.
Yep.
We just don't want to work a job.
I didn't say I did that.
What's that?
I didn't chase no dragon. Who told you?
But you know what I mean? Like, we're all just trying to be creative and express ourselves and get out of the fucking system of doing chores for strangers so I can keep the lights on, you know?
Yeah.
I got very fortunate that I work for a brewery that they really fuck with my wrestling. And it's great because I only work 3 days. I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I make a decent amount of money. I make and then I fly out every weekend. I'm very fortunate that my schedule finally, I'm fucking, dude, it's awesome. I work 3 days a week.
What brewery are you working at, man? Pop them.
I work at Other Half Brewing. It's pretty famous IPA.
Nice. Yeah.
Other Half. They're pretty well known. Thankfully for them, if they don't even realize it, that's how I got to Australia. Was Joel Bateman's he's the Aussie wrestler. He's a big craft brewery guy. And he slid in my DMs and was like, oh my God, Casanova, you work at this famous brewery that I love? That's crazy that you wrestle and love beer. And I hate to tell him, but I'm like, I'm not even a big beer guy. I just happen to work there, you know? But I'm more of a Miller High Life and well whiskey guy. I'm a dirtbag.
There you go.
But we became friends, and he kept DMing me being like, I'd love to get you Australia, but I get that a lot. People always like, hey, I'd love to get you. I'm like, yeah, cool. And then he actually did it. He's like, hey, I figured it all out. I go, oh shit, I thought you were not serious, you know? So luckily for me, and then my brewery does 2 festivals every year, and I set up wrestling for it. So I've wrestled Tony Deppen at it. I've wrestled Slade. So I put together like these big 4,000 person wrestling festivals with the beer. So
that's
I
awesome.
do a lot of, I book my own shows. I book those shows, you know, it's cool.
Dude, it's fucking great, man. It's great, and it's awesome counterculture. You know, that's the way I look at it. You know, especially with the death match shit, and the death match and the death metal. Everybody thinks, you know, we're fucking out of our minds. Some of us are, all right, but some of us are.
Oh, I know. I meet some deathmatch wrestlers like, this guy's fucking insane. You know, I think for a guy that rolls in glass for a living, I'm pretty not insane. I'm as sane as you can be for it. Real quick, I just want to touch on something real quick. Because I don't know why. I'm sorry if I'm in a negative mindset for this. I guess I just had a couple of arguments recently, and now I'm on a podcast, so just kind of perfect timing for this shit.
There you go.
I hope you know I'm usually a positive guy, but real quick, I just want to touch on something. One of the reasons I'm polarizing within wrestling is because I trademarked No Ring, No Rules and No Ring Deathmatch. Okay,
you got to do it.
So let me just put it out there, because a lot of people would say that's not really punk rock, dude. Like, to trademark something, right? But I'll put it at this: there was a promotion in LA that started using No Ring and No Rules, No Ring Deathmatch, right? And I will say that there's been other things similar with No Ring wrestling. There's been Boiler Room Brawls. There's been small promotions that do stuff. I know that FMW Leather used to do a weird No Ring thing in Memphis. There's been shit like this. I'm not such a sociopath that I think I'm the first person to wrestle outside of a ring, you know, and so people don't understand that. I just trademarked the terms because I made those terms really popular. And since I started doing the No Ring shows in 2006, there's Kumite in the UK, there is Time Bomb in North Dakota. There's No Peace, which I helped found, because they kept flying me in to do one-off shows, and they're like, hey, we'll make a promotion. So I've birthed like 8 promotions that
8 ugly bastards.
But they didn't come because of obscure one-off No Ring shows here and there. They came because I made it popular, right? So this promotion in LA started doing No Rings, but they were using huge names. They were using Brody King, Darby Allin, Jeff Cobb, and I was still just a local guy. And it just really rubbed me the wrong way that I got super famous. And then you're going to use the same shit I'm using and make it really popular. And it just like, they were flying guys in. They brought in Jeff Cannonball. They brought in Joey Janela. I was like, dude, I live on the East Coast. It would have been so much easier to do business with me. All the other ones I mentioned, all acknowledge me, all do business with me. We're all cool. So just to have someone take my shit, act like I didn't exist, throw a ton of money at it, and I knew they were going to bring it to like South by Southwest, Punk Rock Bowling, all this huge shit. And I was just like, no, if it's going to happen, a cast has to be a part of it. So I trademarked it. And I would say this. Is it punk rock to trademark something? I don't know. But one what's not punk rock is to wait for some punk rock guy to put in all the work, take all the heat, break all of his bones. And once it comes over, then like a capitalistic vulture come in, swoop in, and try to take my shit with tons of money and tons of festivals and do it without me. I thought it was real bullshit.
You see WWF.
You see when people rip off someone's TikTok dances, how mad people get. I don't know why I got so much heat for just trying to protect me. They could have easily done business with me multiple times. I've done business with every other no-ring promotion almost in existence, except for the ones in like Japan, So, I just had to protect me, man, because at the end of the day, I don't want to be one of those retired guys broke with nothing. I just, I have to protect my
you got to.
My shit.
And
Yes,
brother, let me say this. Who the fuck in their right mind can say what is punk rock and what is not anymore? Because, unless, the last great fucking punk that ever lived was, in my opinion, was G.G. Allen. I'm fucking sorry, dude, but I fucking love the man. A lot of people hate him. I don't fucking necessarily condone everything he did, but you know what? If there ever was an Antichrist, that guy was fucking it.
Yeah, it was definitely
anti everything.
He just didn't give a fuck, and he did him. Now that may not suit everybody, but who fucking cares? That's why I hate all these fucking idiots throwing that term around.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's not punk. Who gives a fuck? Why even make that comment? Let everybody that wants to do their own thing, do their thing. Yep. Try to work together, like you're saying, and just fucking have fun and enjoy the fucking wild ride that is life while we're here. Because we all got homies that are fucking gone now that we wish we could have had more time with. You got to be more positive.
And for me, it's like it's almost more work to tiptoe around acknowledging me. They would have been so easy just being like,
Roman Reigns.
We think this shit's cool and bring me in a couple times and we could work together. Like I just did Murder Mania with no peace. I'm homies with all these guys. Like it just didn't feel good to see all these big names doing my gimmick without me. It wasn't a good feeling to put all that work in, and it didn't feel good. Imagine watching a streaming pay-per-view of your gimmick that you got over with all these huge names without you. It didn't make me feel good, man. So I just had to protect me.
Yep. Yeah, it's punk rock to bet on yourself and to be true to yourself. That's punk rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Dude, I totally agree.
If they want to run again and call me, I squash it right now. I just don't want. I can't live like that.
That's the right attitude too, man. Like you just said, call me right now. Let's talk. We'll fucking squash it. There's no fucking reason, You got to be like that. And while we're on the subject of punk rock,
make money together.
I want to know musically where you're coming from, brother. Like, what's some of your favorite music?
Well, I listen to like a lot of shit, but clearly I listen to a lot of fucking metal, death metal, New York hardcore, black metal.
There you go.
I do a lot of my shows at Lucky 13 Saloon, which is a notorious metal bar here. And if you watch my shows, I book go-go dancers for my shows too. I try to make them feel as underground, weird Fight Club as I can. But yeah, I listen to fucking Lucky 13's famous for having go-go dancers away. So it's like I try to bring that kind of cool bar fight no matter where I go now. And but I also listen to a lot of like Witch House, a lot of the spooky rappers now, you know what I mean? Like Ghost Main and all that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. So I listen to a lot of like Witch House, like funk music, like I'm always looking for like cool shit. A lot of trap, a lot of funk, a lot of witch house, but a lot of metal, you know. But
throw some metal names out for me, brother. Throw some metal bands out.
Fucking Behemoth, Goat Horror. I'm wearing a Municipal Waste hat.
There you go.
I like Beer Rock. I like a lot of satanic shit. You know.
Were you a fan of Black Craft?
Lucky. I wrestled Heavy Metal Montreal, and I wrestled Sexy Eddie, and then right after we wrestled, Slayer played. So I technically opened for Slayer. So
dude.
You know, I
That's
just love
cool.
And for hardcore, I love like Sworn Enemy. I really love I've been listening to a lot of Tsunami and Gulch. Also, I love I like some bass shit. My buddy's band Cancer Christ, you should definitely look them up. They fucking rule. He dresses as a priest. He has these guys with snake masks that look like altar boys. They baptize people in blood. Like I want them to go on tour, Guar, so they deserve it. So I listen to I listen to all of it. But I listen to a lot of New York hardcore too, a lot of Sworn Enemy, shit like that. You know, Eton Concrete, all that kind of shit. Yeah. Also, my hidden pleasure is ABBA. I love ABBA.
Dude, ABBA's fucking great, dude.
Hey.
I know. Why do I love ABBA? Because when I was little, my mom would clean the house blasting ABBA. And then
I'm a man.
Winner Takes It All would come on, and my mom would get sad. I didn't understand because it's a sad song. I'm a mommy. And I hug her. She's like, it's okay, baby. She keep vacuuming. You know, so but I listen to everything. But I mean, in New York, I mean, we're really lucky. We got a really cool scene. We got St. Vitus and Duffs, and also there's a really cool scene in Jersey. There's Oxalate, Pink Mass, Schmuck. There's this other band, NYC Shootout. We got
a little small band that came from Jersey called the Misfits.
Yeah. So there's tons of cool fucking small bands I listen to too. There was the one I just did a show with these guys called Skull Shitter. Fucking awesome. Cool as fuck, dude. Yeah, dude. I'll give you guys their Instagram. You should link that.
Right on.
Cool.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of underground death and hardcore.
Fuck yeah, you're gonna have to check our bands out, man. We'll
Please, I'll check them all out. Hey, I tell you what, man. You find a cool fucking venue in Chicago that'll let me bleed in it. I'll come to Chicago. Have you guys open?
There we go.
100%.
Fuck yeah, dude. I actually 100%. Have a couple of hookups on that. It's funny you should say that. We'll talk off air. But real quick, as
100%, I've been meaning to come back to Chicago, so let's do it.
Right on.
Fuck yeah, brother. As we wind down, I want to circle back to the beginning because art is something that I hold very near and dear to my heart. One, because, dude, when I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a comic book fucking artist. But shit happens, life happens, you have different priorities, and I kind of fell out. So now I don't really draw at all anymore. But I'd like to kind of know some of your influences artistic wise, is there any kind of styles that you really relate to more than somebody else, and where are you coming from in the art world, man, as far as your drawing?
Well, I'll tell you this. When I was younger, I thought art was going to be my life. I truly did. I had an interview with Marvel Comics, and
really,
I didn't. Not a lot of people know this. I had a whole life before wrestling. I almost got a job at Marvel. I ended up not getting it, and then I got 3 interviews deep at Rockstar Video Games, and didn't get it. And to the point where they were taking me to Nets games and box seats, and I was sure I was getting the job and didn't get it. And then I was really defeated. And then I worked as an animator. I have a whole pilot cartoon show that's on TV, not on TV, that's on YouTube still, but I have pitched it around to networks and it never got picked up. And I'll tell this to any, if Cass can give anyone who's watching this who's a young creative, no matter what it is, music, wrestling, comedy, whatever your creative thing is just don't fucking give up. Don't fucking give up, because I've been crushed so many times. I almost got the Rockstar. I almost got Marvel. I almost got my show picked up. And I felt like I could never fucking win. And like, I was so discouraged and disillusioned with life, and constantly never getting it. And it was so many. I almost sold a design to a snowboard company for this guy. It would have been his signature board, and the guy like won a gold medal in the Olympics. And I would have been a millionaire if I sold this design to this company called LibTech. I would have been so rich. Didn't get it, you know? And so there's been times, and I won't lie, I've struggled with my mental health a long time. And there's been times I've been really down and been close to giving up. And I just stuck it out. I just kept saying, what do I got to lose? I'm already at rock bottom. What do I got to lose?
Strength beyond strength, bro.
And I just, true. And I just kept fucking grinding. And I was depressed. I became a pro wrestler. That void wasn't getting filled. I started doing my art again to try to feel better. Then, boom, the no ring happened. And, you know, and now if I told you I would be a world travel international pro wrestler, you know, I don't think I would have believed it. But I just never gave up, you know, and it's hard because it fucking sucks to keep failing, but you got nothing to lose, man. Like, I'm so glad I grounded it out and didn't give up. And even when I'm in it now, like I was just at a wedding this weekend, right? And I saw friends I hadn't seen in years, but you never know. Like, even I'm in the shit right now. So I'm like, oh, I gotta get here. I gotta get this flight. Oh, fuck. This one guy didn't get paid for that show, still shit. And I'm grinding, and I'm in it. I'm miserable. But I went to this wedding. All my friends come to me like, dude, you did it. You're a traveling pro wrestler. You're the most successful friend we have. And sometimes it takes that second to sit back and like, holy shit, you're right. I do it, you know?
Perspective.
And you just got to stay positive, keep grinding. And, you know, it's never going to be that thing you think it is. It's never going to be like, I'm just a millionaire and I flop around. It's just a grind. You got to do it because you love it. Sometimes you might lose sight of that. But end of the day, if I could go up to little 10-year-old me and go, they call me Tori. My nickname's Tori. I go, Tori, you're gonna do art and travel as a pro wrestler. Also, aim higher, motherfucker. But I do it, you know, I do it. And so no matter how hard it gets or how frustrated I get, or people talk shit, or people say I have a bad body, I'm killing myself in the gym, whatever. I'm doing it. And I did it. So when it's all said and done and I retire, I'm an old man. I won't have any regret because I fucking went after it, you know?
Yep.
Fuck yeah. No regrets. Hey,
no regrets,
brother. my boy Stone shot Stone. He's got that tattooed on his ass. He showed it to me at a bar one night. I was like, what the fuck?
I got to go. See?
Straight
ask you shall receive.
Right. Ass. And you shall receive.
He's an ass man.
Yeah. Ass man.
Hey, this you know what? I was getting ready to have you plug everything and where you're at and all that, but there's also one more question I got in my mind real quick.
Sure.
Between Deathmatch and everything, all the fucking wrestlers, because we all have that one guy. I guess it's a cliche question, but whatever. I'm entitled to fucking ask him. Hate if you're gonna hate. Motherfuckers. Who is it for you? Who fucking gets you super hard?
Sabu.
Nice.
Sabu's always been I was very lucky that I had a cool older brother. My older brother, I have two brothers, two sisters, but my oldest brother was a big wrestling fan. So even though I was born 86, he had Bruiser, Brody, Abdullah Butcher, Puerto Rico shit on tape. So nice. I was very lucky that I was exposed to violent wrestling super young. And I already knew who Bruiser Brody was, and Ox Baker, and
fucking love Ox Baker.
Baron Van Rusky. My older brother was a big wrestling fan, and so I was lucky. Even when I was watching WWF as a small kid, I still already knew about the Van Erickson shit. My brother already had tapes. He was ahead of the game on that shit. And but I remember the first time I ever saw ECW my older brother was babysitting me, and I'm 8 years old or 10 years old, and he was cool. He let me stay up. It's 2 a.m. And ECW came on TV on MSG Network, which is our local network, and I saw Psychosis versus Rey Mysterio in a Tijuana Deathmatch, which is the 10 count. Yeah. And they're fighting the parking lot, and I was like, "Whoa, what is this?" And it's basically their all fault why I'm covered in scars. You know, like I fell in love with it, man. And but like when I remember seeing Sabu the first time and him just blowing me the fuck away. Like I couldn't believe the shit he was doing. Like I never like it. It was so cool. And what's funny is it comes full circle. I remember I was 10 years old. Dude, I can't believe this is a real thing. I was 10 years old. I would record ECW on blank tapes every time it came on. So I had a huge collection of ECW television. Then I would go to shows with my older brother and trade tapes. I would trade for FMW matches. I was 10, dude. Like now I think about it, I was 10 years old making tapes and trading them at shows. Like, it's fucking nuts, you know?
Yeah.
But I remember getting FMW tapes. So this is funny. I remember finally discovering FMW, and I hated Mr. Pogo. Hated him. I go, Mr. Pogo's just a fat guy who stabs people. But what about Masada Tanaka and Hayabusa and Sabu? Fast forward to now, I'm a fat guy who stabs people. I don't do any of the fucking motions. And now I get Mr. Pogo. I'm like, yeah, this shit's way more fun, dude. I'm just stab this guy. Yeah. So, yeah, man, I always, like I said, it's always Grenier. It's the guy who dunks wishes to get the threes. Mm-hmm. I always wish I could be a fucking high flyer. If you look at my matches recently, I just started doing the Eddie Guerrero shoulder roll to the inside. And I call it the castle roll.
Nice.
I like that. I'm slowly adding aerial moves that I'm capable of doing. Like you'll see, like I didn't get to hit it last show, but a little treat. I'm going to start adding the tarantula, and I'm going to start hitting the tarantula a lot. I've been doing it in practice a lot. And a couple other things. I can do a springboard thing, and I've been working on just a little bit because at 6'3", 320, just a little bit is that I want to kind of get like Roadkill was in ECW. Where he used to hit some shit, you know, enough to be like, whoa, you know? So I kind of want to be more of, I've had a fun time of just doing me and doing what I'm good at. And now I'm training up really hard to be, if I was a kid, I'd be my favorite wrestler. Like I want to add a little bit more aerial stuff. I just added the casserole. I'm adding some other little things. So I think realistically, I think I'm the best I've ever been right now. I really think I'm hitting my stride. Like I even go back and watch matches from someone did like a review of my match at CZW TOD with Big Joe, and I was like, man, I'm so much better now. Like I really feel like I'm hitting it right now. So at WrestleRave, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of these guys, and I'm gonna hit the coolest shit. So I'm really excited to start display the new things I'm capable of.
Fuck yeah. I don't think they're ready, man. I don't think they don't want none of that shit. You know, Sam, Stackhouse, hello, Hardbody, you're gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, I think I might pull I used to hit a frog splash earlier in my career. I think I'm gonna bring it back.
Yes. Yes, please do.
Fuck yeah, to Stackhouse, and you guys just go through the center of the ring.
Yeah, well, dude, I feel bad because it's me, Stackhouse, and Hardbody. So me and Stackhouse are both huge guys. And Hardbody is this little guy. So I've already thought some fun stuff for the match, but Hardbody's going to have to earn his pay that day. Holy shit.
Hell yeah. Well, brother, I wish we could fucking be there, but hey, I'll still catch that show on IWTV. And if you guys out there watching, listening right now can't be there, you should do much the same. Hey, Cass, this is the time right now where you can plug your shit, brother. Where can people buy your merch? Where can they catch you next other than WrestleRave? And at WrestleRave, fucking plug it again. Who cares? That's what it's all about. Just let the people know where to find you, where to toss that proverbial green.
So my next 3 matches is this weekend. I'm in the main event at Super Kicks in Toronto, Canada. I'm in a chain rope match against Jesse V for the Super Kick Heavyweight Championship. I'm really excited to go back to Jesse V. He's great, dude. The dude's 6'5", jacked. Should be on TV right now. He's an example of those guys.
We got to establish our perimeter.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's fucking dope, dude. You know, everyone that comes from Super Kick there, I consider them like evolved for Canada. The level of wrestling there is that fucking good.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking dope.
Like I had to really show out there. So I'm going to be at Super Kick in Toronto, Canada this weekend. Next weekend, I'm in Houston, Texas. I'm back at WrestleRave. It's the Deathmatch Triad. I think it's 2 rounds. I think it's just a 2-round tournament. It's all triple threats. So hopefully I go all the way. I just did a tournament in Atlantic City, made it to the finals last weekend. And so hopefully we can keep that going. And then after that, I've got it's Harpo's in Detroit. It's
nice.
RPW and No Peace together. I'm going to be in
Very cool.
the Body Count Battle Royal. And then I can't remember off the top of my head. I know in June, I'm going to be back to UK Rise Underground in Leeds. And then most of October, I'm going to be in Australia again. So
awesome.
I'm just happy that the world's opening up back again and I can start traveling. I'm in talks with Mexico right now, but I'm not going to get too much of that till it's locked. But I'll probably be in a junkyard soon. We'll see about that.
You better do a stomp.
Yeah, so we'll see. And if you follow me on Instagram, it's MC Death Bear. It looks like Mick Death Bear. It's MC Death Bear. It's my old street tag, but it's all my. So you can follow me there on Twitter. I think it's Black Death Cast. I got banned once, so I had to make a new one. Black Death Cast is my Twitter. If you go to indieconnection.com/Casanova Valentine, all my merch is on there, and I have cool merch. I've got hoodies, stickers, long sleeves. And right now, if you go to Cheapo Grosso's website, we just did a collab. So I've got long sleeve shirts and I got plush Wrestle Buddies.
Yes.
And that's limited time. They're only out for like a little bit. So please check that out. If you go to IWTV and you search New Fear City, that is my promotion. I booked the camera guys. I booked the venue. I booked the go-go dancers. I booked the band. I booked the sound tech. I hand draw the flyer. It is top to bottom, Casanova Valentine curated, created show. It's all me. It's like I run everything. I even give the music cues to the DJ. I'm under the I agent the whole fucking thing. July 3rd, I haven't announced yet, but I'll announce it here, is my 3rd annual Great American Trash 4th of July show. I have some cool names confirmed for it. It's going to be coming out soon. I rented a dunk tank this year.
Yes.
There's going to be hot dogs in a fucking dunk tank. We'll have go-go dancers and bands. It's just fucking debauchery and fun. Please, if you have a chance, check out my YouTube page. I post free matches all the fucking time. Mm-hmm. If I go and do a one-off no ring anywhere, it's free on my YouTube page. I have like 60 free no ring matches, and I do a vlog called Valentine Vision. I release a vlog probably every 3 weeks, just following my career, following my trips. I'm having fun making these weird fucking videos. And but yeah, free matches all the time. I don't know what other wrestler has a YouTube page where he's booking shows, releasing shows for free. Like, I really hustle fucking hard, and I hope you would check out some of those matches. I've been doing a series of matches in Maryland at this venue called Hell. But by venue, I mean this guy's garage, and I have a whole ongoing storyline I've been doing there. It's been super fucking weird and fun. That's where Skull Shitter played with me. So
yes.
I'm just having fun, man. So check out my YouTube page, buy some merch, and keep in touch. And also, dude, if you want anything, hit me up, dude. I just sold Satan Cock 2 to a fan. I had to make a new one. It was getting too tetanusy. But if fans want sign anything, I'm a DM away. I'm super approachable. I'm not one of those asshole wrestlers. I have all the time in the world for my fans. Come say hi to me at show. Come get a beer with me. I even made a statement on my Twitter going to put it out there to promoters that get mad about me hanging out with fans. After I wrestle, I go out and I enjoy the rest of the show. And I made it open. I go, if you don't like that, I don't want to wrestle for you. I love my fans. I love wrestling. I'm in a new city. I want to have fun. I'll keep pretending like my arms hurt, but I'm going out there and I'm enjoying these fans. I'm enjoying this time of my life. Casanova Valentine in kayfabe hangs out with fans. So if you don't like that, fuck you. So I made that very clear. So if I'm at a show, come talk to me. Come get a beer with me. I'm very approachable, dude. I'll sign whatever you want. I'll take any pictures. I'm not going to ask you for any money. I'm just having fun, man. And I'm just so thankful that people give a shit and want to see me and demand me places. So you let me live my dream. The least I can do is fucking hang out with some cool people and drink some beer. So I'm probably the most approachable wrestler ever. Anytime I hear someone being mean to a fan at their merch table, I make a mental note of that person, and I'll never book them or fuck with them. Like I have no time for that shit, dude.
Very cool.
So yeah, get a shirt, hang out, come chill. You don't have to buy shit, just come hang out, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome.
Dude.
Hell yeah.
Much respect to you, brother, and your hustle and everything that you're doing. That's what makes you a great guy. That's why I requested to have you on this show, because this motherfucker's doing it well. Yeah. But hey, in the spirit of keeping kayfabe alive, Mr. I Hate Spiders, fucking spider web on your fucking elbow.
I know.
Fucking lie to me. Rhino, what the fuck?
I don't like the real one. Yeah, I'm covered in shit that would scare me in real life. So.
Hell yeah. Just a simple reminder. Dude, Cass, thank you so much again for coming on the show. Much respect to you, brother, and good luck at WrestleRave coming up this fucking weekend. Go fucking destroy these motherfuckers. Hey, there's one thing we have to do before we go. We gotta wet them up, wet them up, wet them up. It's so fucking hard for Casanova Valentine to fucking sink and sit, stay and watch WrestleRave April 30th. And if you can't fucking be there live, hit up RWTV, you filthy fucking bitches.
You gonna do sex to me?
Did you like that video? If so, be sure to hit like and subscribe and check out more killer content from your boys at Juice Pro Wrestling. Whoa, yeah!